You hear people often say, belief is everything. Friends, belief is not everything. How many times have you seen people that believe that still take no action? So you can believe all day long, but if you're missing the next ingredient, all you will do is believe and not take action. The next thing that you must have is value. Value. Write this down. Value. Value. Now, when we talk about value, think about value as being the level of importance you place on something. So then, you must have these two things, and these two things only, to take massive action toward your goals. Now, let me share something with you. If you want to participate, take your finger or thumb and cover up the word value for just a moment. Let's assume now that you do not have a value on ranking to the next level. You say you do, but you really don't have a high level on it, but you do believe you can do it. With that scenario now, would you get up early in the morning, go to bed late at night, doing the necessary things to get more success? No. See, I believe that you've asked yourself a question, and I'm going to make sure after today you never, and I repeat, never ask it again, because I'm going to give you so much clarity you will not have to, and here it is. How is it that you believe, yet you know what you need to do to quit smoking, losing weight, increasing your income, do more prospecting, do more cold calling, have more classes, but you can't get yourself to do it? What's the answer? The answer is your what isn't high enough. Your value isn't high enough. Friends, don't make this complicated. Do you know how we make it complicated? One word. You know what it is? Excuses. Ladies and gentlemen, it's either value and belief or excuses. Nice and loud, say that with me. It's either value and belief or excuses. And by the way, the higher your value and belief is, the lower your excuses will be. Let me repeat that. The higher your value and belief is, the lower your excuses will be. Now, recall earlier when I started, I asked you, how many of you here feel that when you leave today, you're going to feel bulletproof, ready to take massive action? Yes? Why? The reason is something happened while you were here or before you came here that increased your what and what? Value and belief. The problem with this is that you did not identify exactly what it was. And if you don't know exactly what happened to cause your value and belief to increase, that's going to make you feel unstoppable when you leave here, then you probably are not going to be able to figure out when your value and belief crashes, which will prevent you from taking massive action. Does that make sense? So it only makes sense then to learn how to control your value and belief system. So that brings me to my next point. What I want to do is I want to bring somebody on stage that you're going to notice they have no value and belief in accomplishing what they say they would like to accomplish. As long as your value and belief is low, you will not take action or a lot of massive action. Once your value and belief is increased, instantly you will make a change. So if you learn how to do this, you can make massive change and take massive action toward your goals. Will that help you rank faster? Absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt. Now, I'm going to warn you that what I'm about to share with you next is a little unorthodox and a little unusual. Remember what I said earlier. I do not want to come up here and tell you to only break through your fears, change the way you look at things, change your value and belief system. I want to show you how it's done. So to do that, I must do a demonstration as opposed to just telling you that and then leaving the stage. So I'm going to share with you something that's a little unusual, and I'm going to be looking for somebody who has a deep psychological limitation, and then I'm going to bring them on stage, okay? So first of all, I've got to find out who might have a deep psychological limitation with regards to what I happen to have on stage. So let me go ahead and get this out, and here's what I have. Okay, do not leave. Now, this is a snake. It is not a poisonous snake, but here's the interesting thing. If you did not have a problem with this, it just means that you don't have this stuck in your emotional hard drive. Now, if you have a problem or a fear of this snake, it just means you have something stuck in your emotional hard drive. I am not going to reverse a phobia, but I'm going to show you how to take anybody who's phobic of this, and if I can change their value and belief and show them the tools where their value and belief is high, take a guess what they're going to do. They're going to play with this snake, and they're going to think nothing of it. So now what I have to do is I've got to find somebody in the audience who's deathly phobic of snake. Now, it's kind of easy to do. It's kind of interesting. You'll watch, like, when I go through this aisle here, I kind of might feel like how Moses may have felt in biblical times. Half the people run this way, and the other half run this way. Now, here's another one. This is a fun one. As I go into the audience, I'll see some people turn away from me, as if that makes them invisible. No, it doesn't. So here's what I'm going to do. Is there anybody who's deathly phobic of this, and you would like to come up here and have me work with you? You're not deathly phobic, because if you were deathly phobic, you would not run up here. We're going to find out who your true friends are today. Do you know anybody that's near you that's deathly phobic that you'd like to point? I'm hearing a lot of noise over here. I'm looking for the worst person I can possibly find. What is your name? Maria. Maria, I'm going to ask you a question. Do you enjoy the feeling that you have right now of being out of control? No. Do you enjoy it? You like this feeling? No. Tell me what you're feeling. Is your heart beating very fast? And you're shaking? Somebody move it for me. And I notice you're crying as well. Yes? Now, here's what's interesting, ladies and gentlemen. Did she tell herself to start crying? Did she tell herself, hey, make my heart race? No. This is how powerful the human mind is. Now, do you realize that this snake that doesn't know what's going on is literally in total control of you, Maria? Do you like that feeling? Have you ever had a feeling similar to this in other areas in your life where you felt out of control? Do you enjoy that feeling? Maria, I'm going to ask you a question. I want you to please understand that no is acceptable. Audience, please do not encourage her to answer one way or the other. I want her to make her decision. We will respect her decision one way or the other. Maria, would you like the opportunity to come up on stage with me and let me show you in a very painless way as possible to have total control where this will no longer bother you for the rest of your life, and you will have the ability to use this for any area in your life? Your answer, please. She says yes. Everybody give Maria a hand. Now, I think it's going to be very obvious to you, this is not a setup. I have never met Maria before, and this is the first time. So what I looked for is the worst person I could find. I could see that she was shaking. She had tears coming from her eyes, and I want the worst person I can find. Now, would you admit or agree that her value and belief to holding this snake would be very low? Yes or yes? She will never, never touch and hold this snake until her value and belief is increased. So once I get that to go high, she will be playing with the snake and bragging about it. Ladies and gentlemen, give Maria a hand. Maria, well done. Have a seat right there. Back to you, okay? Okay. All right, so let's begin the process. I shared with you that there are two things that we must have. We must have value and belief. Now, when we talk about value, as I mentioned, value is the level of importance we place on something. So what we're going to do is we've got to figure out why Maria would want to do this. So if you want to bring up the next slide, here's what we're going to do, and I have it written down for you. Why I must change this behavior. Why I must change this behavior. There you have it there. Write it down very quickly on your quadrant number 1. So I want you to be thinking as I'm working with Maria, what behavior might you have that you want to change? Is it rejection, some kind of a fear? Is it a limited belief that controls you, that keeps you from growing your business? What might that behavior be? And I want you to write that down. Now, my next question is, why? Why would you want to change this behavior? Now, before you answer this, another thing I want to share with you. You hear people say this, and there's some truth to this. You have to have a why. Your why's got to make you cry. Well, who here doesn't have a why? Everybody has a why. The difference is some of you have a higher value or level of importance you place on your why. Your goal is to figure out if the value of your why is too low, what can you do to increase it? So let me ask you this, Maria. Why would you want to change this behavior or having a snake or something completely control your emotions? Why?
Because I'm most of the time afraid.
But would you say that this causes you to lose control of your emotions?
Yes.
So would you say also one of the reasons that you want to change this behavior is you want to have control?
Yes.
So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to feed her a value. Here's the value I'm going to feed you. So Maria, would you say that one of the reasons you want to change this behavior is like you'd like to have control over your mind and emotions?
Yes.
Yes? Notice how she responded. Yes? Now, that's a good thing. The way she responded tells me her value is high for that particular reason. So what I want you to do is I want you to write this down. Okay. Why do you want to change this behavior? I want control over my mind and emotions. Put that down. So let's go to quadrant or page number 4. Page number 4 is going to be limited beliefs. Limited beliefs. So what I have to do now is I've got to figure out what is her limited beliefs. Listen closely. For every limited belief you act on, you get a result. I'm going to say this quite often throughout the presentation. When I get to the word result, nice and loud, say it with me. For every limited belief I act on, I get a what? Result. Very good. So then, I want you to share with me, not that I'm going to do it now, if I were to bring a bunch of snakes, I'm not going to do that either, but if I did, don't filter it out. Don't think about it. As quick as you can, give me the answer or answers no matter how crazy, irrational, or stupid they may seem. So then, if I were to bring a snake out to you, why can you not hold it? What's your limited belief? Don't think. Quickly. Hurry.
I don't know.
Is it going to bite you? It's going to crawl over me? It's slimy?
Yes, it's going to bite me.
It's going to bite you. And is that your biggest fear? It's going to bite you. Anything else?
And I will die.
And you will die. Okay. Anything else? No, that's it.
Yeah.
All right. So now that is the limited belief. Now, if you believed that this snake was going to bite you and you were going to die, you wouldn't want to hold it either. So what we're going to do is we're going to write this down. I want you to write down your limited belief. It's going to bite me, right? It's going to bite me. And the other limited belief is, I'm going to die. Yeah. I'm going to die. I'm going to put a little box right there, and another little square or box right there. On a scale of 1 to 10, Maria, how much do you truly believe that the snake is going to bite you or you're going to die? 10 being the highest. 10. It would be a 10. Notice how quick she said that. It's a 10. All right, so we're going to put a 10 here. As long as this is a 10, she will never touch this snake. So my goal with you, Maria, is to take your 10 to a what?
0.
A 0. Notice how she's afraid of the 0. She can't even conceive that in her mind.
I don't think so. But
you don't think so? Okay, right. Now, the next thing that we have to do is we have to convert our limited beliefs right here to empowering beliefs. Write this down. Empowering beliefs. So how do we create an empowering belief? The empowering belief for you, Maria, would be the opposite of the limited belief. Now, in good faith, I cannot say to you, what would be the opposite of this? It's going to bite me. What's the opposite of that?
Like to play with me?
No, what's that? What's the opposite of it's not going to bite me? I'm sorry, what is the opposite of it's going to bite me?
It's not going
to bite me. Now, the problem with that one is that's not really true. So I would be lying to you if we wrote down it's not going to bite me. So we're going to put this down. The snake is tame. It probably won't bite me, but if it does, I'm in control.
Okay.
Do you see the difference? So we're going to write that down. We're going to change the limited to an empowering. Write it down. The snake, okay?
Okay.
Your next limited belief was what? I'm going to die. I can tell you in good faith, you are not going to die. Okay? So let's write that down. The opposite of that is what? I am. Now, Maria, I'm going to give you one more belief. The next belief you're going to write down is, and everybody should write this down too, no problem. You're way ahead of me on page 2, whoever's doing the slides. No problem. No problem. So if you believed it was no problem, Maria, it would be what? No problem. Now, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, how much of this do you believe? Well,
that I'm not going to die.
If that's a 10,
I believe.
if this is a 10, what would this be? If I brought you the snake right now, how much do you believe it's going to bite you?
10.
A 10.
Yeah.
So how much of this do you believe in if it's not going to bite you?
0.
A 0, all right? As long as this is a 0, she will never touch the snake. What we have done here is we've created empowering beliefs. But for Maria, are they empowering? No. Why are they not empowering? Because she does not believe it right now. So what are they? These are strictly affirmations. Here's my take on affirmations. The more you say a positive affirmation, the less you believe it. That's why you keep saying it. Let me repeat that. The more you keep saying a positive affirmation, the less you believe it. That's why you keep saying it. Maria can stay here all day long and say, no problem, no problem, no problem. It's not going to bite me. I'm not going to die. Will you hold the snake? If I say this over and over and you say it over and over, say no problem, no problem, no problem. It's not going to bite me. I'm not going to die. Would you hold the snake?
I don't think so.
No, because she hasn't bought the belief. So what do we have to do now? We have to come up with a strategy to get her to buy a belief. Here's one of my secrets that I use. The nervous system cannot tell the difference between imagination and reality. Example, imagine for a moment my fingernails are very long and I'm going to rub them across a dry chalkboard. How many of you felt a little something? Show of hands. Now, how could you have felt something when there's no chalkboard? The reason is I painted a picture in your mind. The nervous system cannot tell the difference between imagination and reality, and then you responded. So let me ask you a question, Maria. If you had a choice, you have to choose one or the other.
Okay.
Would you rather hold an imagined snake or the real snake?
An imagine.
Look at her, she smiled. The imagined snake. Now, can I use this tool? Absolutely. Why? Because the nervous system can't tell the difference between imagination and reality. I'm going to show her how to program her nervous system so she can take her value and belief and increase it. Here's how I'm going to do this. I'm going to ask you a question, Maria.
Yes.
The answer you're going to give me is no problem. What's the answer you're going to give me?
No problem.
No problem. What's the answer you're going to give me?
No problem.
In just a moment, but not now, I'm going to have you hold the snake. Is that a problem?
It's going to be a problem.
Say it.
No problem.
No problem. Very good. Was she lying? Yes. Today, I'm also going to encourage you to lie. Now, not in a deceitful way, but let me tell you what. If you don't learn to lie or fake your brain out, you will live on page 4 for the rest of your life. So then what is the course of least resistance when you experience a negative feeling or an emotion? Unfortunately, it is to reward it, and you never will make change. If you do not have a belief, a conscious belief to counteract that emotional slavery, you will live on page 4, no matter what your page 4 is, for the rest of your life. I'm going to give you that belief. This is a belief that I created years ago. It's changed my life, and I use it to this very day, and here it is. Bring it up on the slide for me, please. When my feelings are not in harmony with my goals, ignore my feelings. When my feelings, what feelings? Your negative feelings on page 4, when my feelings are not in harmony with my goal, what goal? The goal to control your mind and emotions, then you need to ignore your feelings. See, everybody, what Maria and what you do sometimes, you've been a slave to your feelings. When you have an emotion, whether it's positive or negative, you will do one of two things. You will either ignore it or you will reward it. Now, let me ask you a very powerful question. If beliefs are so powerful, which they are, how do you know you bought one? And you need to know that because for every belief we act on, we get a what? A result. I can't hear you. For every belief we act on, we get a what?
Result.
So how do you know you bought a belief? Here's how you know. When you say it and you feel it, that is your measuring rod. You need to know this last statement, then we'll start the process. Here it is. Write this down, everybody. Next slide. Feelings change last. You must remember that feelings change last. Why do you need to know that? We need to remember that because we're a slave to our feelings. And every time you try to say something on page 2, the last thing to change will be your what?
Feelings.
Your feelings. And if you don't remember the last thing, hang on there, the last thing to change are my feelings, then you'll be a slave to it, and you'll be back to page 4, and you will never make change. Are you with me on that?
Yeah.
Very good. So now, we're ready to start the process. Let us begin. In just a moment, Maria, I'm going to ask you a question. The answer you're going to give me is no problem. Are you ready?
Yeah, no problem.
In just a moment, but not now, I'm going to have you touch the snake. Is that a problem?
No problem.
Very good. Did she make progress, yes or no? Yes, give her a hand. Oh, come on, do better than that. Give her some energy here. Yeah. How do we know she made some progress? Did you notice this time there was no hesitation or less of one? Now, her voice was a little low, so you were still lying, yes? So because I don't know Maria, I want to see how Maria says no problem and means it. Here we go, Maria. I'm going to ask you another question. The answer you're going to give me is?
No problem.
I can't hear you. Is?
No problem.
In just a moment, but not now, I'm going to give you $1 million cash. Is that a problem?
No.
Look at this smile. No, no problem.
No problem.
See, if I can get Maria to say no problem with $1 million, just like you would for the snake, your brain doesn't know the difference. In just a moment, but not now, I'm going to bring the snake and take it out and hold it in my hand. Is that a problem?
No problem.
Very, very good. Now, I want you to say some other things. Page 2. Look at page 2 and cheat. Tell me, it's not going to bite me.
It's not gonna bite.
If it does, it's okay.
If it does, it's okay.
Silly little grin. Now, notice I'll go, silly little grin. Why am I doing that? Because if she goes, no problem, I've got to change that behavior. I noticed when you were sitting down, you were like doing this. Yes? So if I see her knees vibrating, her legs vibrating, would that be negative or positive?
Negative.
Negative. So I'm going to tap it, okay? That's to remind her, negative, you take control. So all I'm doing is I'm coaching her until she can learn to do this on her own. Once she realizes the negative behavior, she'll have the power to do it and she will not need me. Nervous system only. In just a moment, I'm going to have you look at a snake for 5 seconds, not even a half a second. A half a second, you're going to say, oh, it's so cute. Look at a snake. Here it is. Nervous system only. Ready?
It's so cute.
Here, go again.
It's so cute.
Go again.
It's so cute.
Here's the real one. Go again.
It's so cute.
Very good. Give her a hand. Excellent. You ready? 5 seconds.
Oh, it's so cute.
Very good. Here we go. 5 seconds.
Oh, it's so cute.
Very good.
Oh, it's so cute.
Very good. Very good. Excellent. Okay, now we got a little tear, but this time, notice her tears, she's got a smile with it. So that's progress, yes?
Yes.
Tell me what's going on with you emotionally right now, with what you just did. What's going on?
I'm thinking that I'm going to do it.
Oh, yes. Okay then, if that's the case, on a scale of 1 to 10, this was a 0 when you said the snake is tame and probably will not bite me. I'm not going to die. It was a 0. What's the number now?
Like an 8.
Like an 8. Whoa. Oh, it's so soft.
Oh, it's
look,
so
now
soft.
you got to look. You got to look. Look.
Oh,
Oh,
it's
it's
so
very
soft.
good. Do it again.
Oh,
It's so soft. Here's the real one.
Oh, it's so soft.
Maria, what did you just do?
I touched it.
When last have you ever touched a snake?
Never. I never touched it before.
Do you realize 20 minutes ago, you were sitting over there in tears? Why are you doing this?
Because I want control of my mind.
Are you
and then
feeling it
emotions.
now? Now let me ask you a question. Be honest with me. When you touched the snake, was it that bad?
No.
Oh. Could you do it again?
Yes.
Yes. Give her a hand.
Okay.
Oh, it's so cute.
Oh, it's so cute.
Half a second.
Oh, he's so cute.
Very good. Here we go. Half a second, boom.
Oh, he's so cute.
What did you just do? It's okay. It's okay. What did you just do, Maria?
Touch it a little bit more.
You touched it a little bit more. So what do you think we're going to do now? Problem?
No problem.
Very good. Put your hand out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly. Very good. Oh, yes. On a scale of 1 to 10, look at page 2. You said, the snake is tame. It probably won't bite me. If it does, it's not a problem. Then you said, no problem, and I'm not going to die. Give me a number between 1 and 10, 10 being the highest. How do you feel?
No, 10.
I know I could. Put your hand out. Why are you doing this?
Because I want control of my mind.
All right, here
and
we go.
emotions.
Very good. Don't let that get in your head. Don't let that rent space. Don't let that rent space in your head.
No.
You got to have 2 hands, honey. You got to have 2 hands. It's heavy. Good. Grab it. Take your time. Relax. No. Negative or positive? Negative or positive? You want a little bit of control or you want all control?
All.
All control. Very good.
But she's moving.
So
too
what?
much.
Watch what you put in your head. If you start putting limitations, oh, it's moving, it doesn't matter. Control. Relax. Put your hand out. Hold the snake. Now, put your hand out. Look why you're doing this. Why are you doing this?
Because I want control of my mind and emotions.
Are you making progress?
Yes.
How much?
Much.
Massive progress. Look how close I'm having a conversation with you with a snake in front of you. Go ahead and put your hand out. Turn it. There you go. Hold it. There you go. Look at you. Okay, here we go. Hand on. Excellent. Look at that. Look at you. Now she's bringing it close to her to get. Look at her getting control of it. What's going on in your head now? Look what she's doing now. Massive change.
I can't believe it that I did.
How does it feel? Are you crying
Great.
now? Yeah, look at that. Great. Show me that again. How does it feel?
Great.
Great. Notice there's no more tears. How's your heart rate? Are you just normal now? Everything is fine. Yeah. So I want to take you to a whole nother level. Because if you can do this, you can do what?
Everything.
Everything. You want 100% of success or you want 50% success? 100%? Come on back. Here we go. Excellent. Now turn around. Silly little grin. There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, give her a hand. Well done, Maria.